from the perspective of our cousins, monkeys, chimpanzees, and gorillas and other boys, from them, the action of human is merely a fucker for 1-to-1 ratio, having a combat manual battle on the jungle, either any other environment. Man to monkey, man to chimpanzee, man to gorilla, it is knocked down instantaneously. Now, from a book, it says, 진짜 족같은 씨발 것들이네. Now, we didn't know that our physical abilities literally pathetic. We can have our bloody operation capacity. Number one, from cooperation. We do make a lot of army. Chimpanzee cannot make an army, 1,000,000 troop. Can you make 1,000,000 troop? You cannot. Number two, we use a tool. We not only have a fist, but we have a knife. But some monkey had made a gun with just a steel and fucking powder. Humans are inferior to monkey for the velocity of its running, the muscle power, astuteness. Astute. Vigilancy. And it cannot any beat on the environment of jungle where it incorporates a volatile elevation of terrain and not a paved, not a well-designed road environment, but a jungle where there's a lot of water, swamps, okay? And where it incorporates a tree. And also, the stem of tree, it can elevate, it can go from the zero ground to the dozens of meters of top of tree in a matter of second. And it can swing back and forth around the branches of those trees in adjacency. And it can, the direct analysis, human, for its manual ability, combat, it cannot catch in a jungle for a running monkey. Can you catch a running monkey in a jungle? It cannot. Long arm and a balanced body for its leg, converting the core of its weight. Using the branches, trees in its environment, it cannot. Now it says, it has 37 km/h of velocity. The world's fastest funky man cannot exceed for that, cannot sustain that 37 km/h over 30, not minutes, 30 seconds. Want to try out? Do it. And even not only a chimpanzee and having a goat and other mammals can, without the help of any other training or a specialized training or any other years of excruciating pain, it can run out of it, not only for 37 kilometer, but 74 kilometer, and even not 30 seconds for 74 km/h, but for minutes. And most human cannot outpace the squirrel. Son of a fucking bitch. Well, it can pace out because of its long strident, straight, but it cannot when there comes of maneuverability for changing the direction, pivoting instantaneously. So when it says about the muscle, a mature chimpanzee weighs only from 15 kilo to 20 kilo, which is just a quarter or 1/5 of average human. But its strength for its muscle weighs 2 times than, not an average human, 2 times than the toughest athlete. Our operation for making an advanced machine not only incorporates a higher intelligence, but it can be executed with the higher operability. We do learn from all those other examples of terrestrial animals, flying boys, and sea boys. We really have to advance from their lesson and have an imagination. Now we are reading a valuable book. From reading thousands of books, one lesson, the most valuable lesson we have learned from all of those fucking unvaluable, not invaluable, but unvaluable experience is that we have to select the most valuable book, that comparing 100 counts of not so valuable book to the 5 counts, but the most valuable book, it exceeds its value for its knowledge. So not only can it shrink down the amount of time and all resources that are needed to spend on reading of those fucking boys for over 20 times, it goes more knowledge. Reading 100,000 book, it can be read. I can read it, but without the value, it has no. I can read 10,000 book with having the most valuable book, the valuable book. I literally tens of thousands of different books, but about a single subject, about single discipline, a single object of thesis. You have only to select 10 or 20, 30 books out of the 10,000 books, okay? Not reading 5,000 of those. Because only having 30 books, it contains the valuable information of, in aggregate, 10,000 books. It is about the selection. Like investing a real estate only matters for its real value, for its cash generation. And the cheapest one, investing on companies on S&P 500 boys, but only having 30 to 40 companies have a real value, meaning 470 to 460 companies do not have any value. So that is same applied on making a code set. 800,000 words in English are in existence, but only under 50,000. 1/20 of all those word counts do have a real value to codify. So are applied on the matter of book. We can read, not millions, but 100,000 book. We can read, yes. But the quality of content is what really matters. A valuable book that being explains the basic elementary, the real essence of science, for its origin to its applications, for its resulted examples, and what computing capability for its diverse calculations mathematics are required, and what operations of machine for its physical capability extending its learning radius and depth is needed. For those real kind of books, we can advance the knowledge ever faster. As I just have repeatedly said before in any times at all times, we can make an advancement for the specific purpose in less than 10 years. But if you have a concentration, an extreme concentration enough to get it more ever faster before, you can make under 5 years, and more extreme concentration, you can make it under 3 years. A man named fucking Elon Musk said, I just worked twice as others did, that I achieved more faster than twice. It's just do it more. But having a lot of quantity of time in meaningless learnings, meaningless video, meaningless article, meaningless book, meaningless paper doesn't have any advancement. Right now in front of us, having not hundreds of thousands, but tens of thousands pages of books we do have in front of my eye right now. Those are selected from over 20 times of distillation, meaning these tens of thousands of papers of books are selected from 200,000 papers of books. 190 and 1,000 pages are eliminated because of its no value. But even of those, right now, tens of thousands, we have to select the most important one out of those, which will be less than 40%. 60% will turn out to be less valuable than the 40%. You have to make intense concentration. We do have, from the dawn of Amazon Incorporation, having a lot of books, millions of books, no comparison to any other giant offline bookstore. It contains millions of literal count of bloody books. And these are applied into South Korea. And we do have a lot of millions of books that can be ordered and have it right in front of my door delivered under 2 days. We can easily buy a book, but that book, does it have any real value? Selecting a book is the most important one. Reading can everybody read. Everybody read a book. But not everybody can select the most valuable book. There are examples, previews, quotations, some sentences as a what contents are in there in this book that you're viewing now. There are, okay? Amazon's Jeff fucking Bezos made this genius conception for preview for a few dozens of pages of book. We have to utilize it. Even we do, it turned out to be some of books that we have bought for careful precision selection turned out to be meaningless. In the Harvard University and National University by the Parliament, MIT for all other universities, and giant millions of books, what only counts as the most important one as an imperative to store only counts under 1% to 0.1%. Reading all books in the library doesn't have any advancement. Reading the valuable book, which only contains under 1% of the entire selection. At best 1%, at least 0.1%. Selecting a book is very important. even books that are proposed for identical subject thesis, identical discipline, its quality can easily be differentiated, discerned almost instantaneously as soon as you read for 7 minutes, 10 minutes, you can really do that. Seeing a lot of book, we encounter the partiality, laterality, the preponderancy as a pendulum having a subjectivity. Its perspective of analysis writing is just very subjective lateral that are just concentrated on specific parts and what are not for ignoring for what are not written. We imagine a lot of informations that are not written on this book, on that book, on all and each of those books. When we're reading, we imagine a lot of valuable informations that are not written on this. From this criterion, we really can evaluate the quality of book. 자, 한국어에서 가장 중요한 거는 그 모든 문법에서 그 문법의 요소를 나타내는 다양성이 엄청나게 많다는 거야. 영어는 같은 단어들을 다른 조합을 통해서 다른 뜻을 나타내지만 한국어에는 조사가, 어미가, 그리고 접사, 즉 접두사와 접비사가 엄청나게 다양하기 때문에 각각의 형태에 맞는, 즉 쓰고자 하는 목적, 분석의 목적에 맞는 접사를, 맞는 조사를, 맞는 어미를 넣을 수 있어. 그것은 어근과 어간이라는 것에 둘 다 비슷한 거야. 다만 품사에 따라서 좀 달라진 거지. 어근은 약간 명사 같은 거고 어간은 이제 형용사, 동사처럼 활용을 하는 건데 어근은 이제 noun, 어간은 뭐 verb, adjective처럼 활용을 하는 거지. 그리고 거기 뒤에 조사와 어미가 붙고 그리고 그와 함께 접두사와 접미사 이게 붙어서 하나의 단어를 만들 때 만들었습니다를 보면 만들다에다가 과거를 나타내는 접미사 그리고 습니다라는 종결 어미 이걸 넣을 수 있고 짓밟히다에서는 짓이라는 것은 접사지, 접두사. 그리고 밟다, 근데 히다에서 다는 이제 종결어미고 히는 파생, 그 피동을 나타내는 거지. 짓밟히다, 히. 그래서 다와 같은 경우는 의미가 없고 히는 그냥 피동이고 짓밟에서 짓밟이 중요한데 짓한 것은 실제로 어근은 아니고 좀 이제 의미를 더해주는 거지, 접사로서. 근데 중요한 건 뭐야? 밟이지. 밟다라는 것에 대해서는 어근을 써. 결국 중요한 건 짓밟히다는 것은 영어로 보면은 어떻게 표현할 수 있어? It was really crashed 하면 really가 지시고 crashed 하면은 밟이고 is에다 crashed라는 것은 수동태를 사용해서 he를 나타냈지. 근데 it was really crashed다 짓밟혔다라고 하면 훨씬 더 뭐 빠른다 뭐 그게 중요한 게 아니라 짧지. 짧다는 게 중요한 거야. 짧으면 빠른 거고. 그래서 하나의 단어 안에다가 어근이나 어간에다가 접두사나 접미사 그리고 조사와 어미까지 3-4개를 이제 한 번에 넣을 수가 있으니까 하나의 단어의 길이가 무슨 음절, 즉 이제 캐릭터가 5개, 6개, 7개가 됨에도 불구하고 그 전부 다 접해 있는 것이 병렬로 6개, 7개가 쓰인다 하더라도 그것은 영어에 해당하는 3-4개의 단어를 한 단어에 압축시킬 수 있다는 게 한국어의 장점이야. 이거 말고 장점은 아무것도 없어. 그러니까 중요한 거는 이게 엄청나게 중요하다는 거지. 한국어가 가지고 있는 모든 장점은 이게 유일해. 어근 혹은 어간에 조사, 어근에는 조사가 붙고 어간에는 어미가 붙는데 거기에 접두사, 접미사를 통해서 단어를 다양하게 만들 수 있을 뿐만 아니라 영어나 독일어나 다 그렇지. 중요한 건 거기에 문장 종결을 시키는 것까지. 그리고 조사와 같은 경우는 전치사를 대신하면서 전치사와 서술어를 단어에다가 접해서 그냥 병렬로 한 번에 다 쓸 수 있다는 거야. 졸라 빠르지. 엄청나게 중요해. 그래서 이게 한국어의 유일한 장점이고. 그래서 한국어에서는 가장 중요한 게 어근. 은 종류가 많지. 영어로 스템이라고 할 만큼 정말로 많은데 조사라는 것이 전치사를 대신한다는 면에서, 그리고 어근과 조사가 함께 쓰인다. 오케이. 나는이야. 오케이. 내 가야. 그치. 나는은 는으로서 특정한 그 포지션을 나타내기 위해서 하는 거고, 그걸 보조사라고 하지. 혹은 보조. 아이씨, 보조사지. 보조가 아니라. 왜냐면 조가 도울 조니까. 보충을 하는, 도와주는 품사. 도와주는 품사는 맞는데 도와주는 품사에다가 심지어 의미를 더한다는 거야. 은는이 뭐 이 형태로서 의미가 없지만 일단 는이라고 하자. 그게 보조사라는 거지. 근데 내가 이가 그것도 이 형태인데 가라고 해보면은 그거는 조사인데, 중요한 건 I am. 영어에서는 보조사와 조사를 구별하는 게 없어. 다만 그 뒤에 나오는 단어들 간의 관계성을 통해서 저게 일반적인 거, 즉 조사를 말하는지 아니면 특정한 거, 즉 보조사를 말하는지가 결정이 되는데, 중요한 건 뭐야? I am은 띄어 쓴다는 거야. I하고 aim을 이제 서로 다른 문법적 기능을 하는 거, 물론 어근하고 조사도 문법적 기능을 하지만 서로 다른 독립된 단어로 쓰잖아. 물론 조사도 단어야. 조사는 의미를 가지기 때문에 단어지만 그 단어가 서로 붙여 쓰인다는 거지. 붙여 쓰인다는 것은 문장의 길이를 짧게 한다. 그리고 빨리 말할 수 있다. 따라서 한 번에 말하기 때문에 빨리 말할 수 있다는 점에서 정말로 중요한 거지. 어원과 조사, 어원과 어미가 한 번에 결합하기 때문에 이십빈 이런 게 없지. 이십빈 ICHBIN이 한 번에 있는 거야. IAM이 한 번에 있는 거지. 졸라 빠른 거야. 그래서 한국어의 이제 문장들을 보면은 영어로 이제 완전 1대1로 번역한 것들을 보면은 단어의 개수가 절대적으로 영어가 많다는 거, 따라서 띄어쓰기도 많다는 거, 단어 개수가 많으니까 그래 서 문장의 길이가 길다는 것도 알 수 있지. 물론 이 한국어 문법에서 그 어떤 것도 가치가 없고 가장 가치 있는 건 높임법 같은 거지. 그거는 논리적으로 존재할 필요가 없어. 무슨 문장이 분석을 전달하는데 그게 실제 필요한 건 아니니까. 그러나 여기서 그에 비해서 가장 큰 장점이 이제 어근 접사의 종류가 졸라 다양하다. 그리고 붙여 쓴다. 어간, 어미. 어간도 다양할 뿐 아니라 중요한 어미도 다양하기 때문에, 그리고 심지어 그걸 붙여 쓴다는 점에서 매우 중요하고, 그리고 어근 접사, 어간, 어미에 또 접두사와 접미사가 그 단어의 첫 번째와 끝에 연결돼서 붙일 수 있다. 그리고 그것은 띄어쓰지 않는다. 이거 덕분에 어근 조사, 어간, 어미, 접두사, 접미사, 이게 하나의 단어를, 긴 단어 보통 4개, 5개, 길면 6개, 7개 이런 병렬로 한 번에 쓰는 것을 만들기 때문에 이거에 항상 집중을 할 거고, 뭐지 단어를 보면은 단위라고 있지. 하늘, 뭐 연필, 뭐지 책상은 아니지. 책과 상이 겹친 거니까 벽, 뭐 이런 게 단위인데, 복합어는 방금 책상처럼 이제 책과 상이 이제 어근과 어원으로서 이제 합성어를 만들 수 있는데, 또 파생어 복합어 안에서 이제 파생어를 보면 어근과 접사가 결합할 때야 접두사의 어근 접미사, 접두사의 어근이나 어근의 접미사나 접두사의 어근의 접미사나 뭐 이 3개 중에 하나로 이제 만들어지겠지. 그래서 어근과 어근이거나 그냥 단순히 병렬로 합성이 이제 영어로 이제 컴파운디드라고 하지. 말고 죽사로 그냥 연결을 한 거야. 혹은 파생어로서 접사를 어근에다 접해가지고 이제 만들 수가 있어. 결국 이제 보면은 어근하고 어근으로 그냥 병렬로 연결한 거는 접사에 비해서 어근이 엄청나게 활용도가 높고 정말로 일반적으로 활용이 되기 때문에 어떤 것이 합성어인가 파생어인가를 구분할 때, 어떤 것이 파생어인가 아닌가는 어렵지만 어떤 것이 합성어인가 아닌가를 쉽게 구분할 수 있는 이유가, 합성어를 구성하는 어근 더하기 어근은 언제나 많이 사용되고 접사에 비해서 어근이라는 것 자체가 엄청나게 많기 때문이지. 민소매라는 것은 민과 소매는 누가 봐도 어근이고, 그럼 민이 접사는 건데, 민이라는 것이 이제 뭐뭐가 없다는 것이 이제 접사의 뜻인데, 뭐 영어에서는 a나 in, on 뭐 이렇게 말할 수가 있겠지, 접두사로. 중요한 건 뭐야? 이게 뭐 영어에서도 이렇게 같이 쓰긴 하지만 그 다음에 만들어지는 새로운 품사는 붙여 쓰지 않지. 영어에서는 접두사의 어근의 접미사 이거밖에 없어. 그 다음에 뭘 만들진 않아. 그래서 민소매가 있는데 민소매에서 소매는 누구나도 알 수 있지만 이 민이 어근이 아니라는 걸 통해서 이게 접사라는 걸 알 수 있고 결국 민소매는 이제 소매가 없는 뭐 이제 옷이라고 할 수 있겠지. 그래서 중요한 건 어근에 접사를 붙여서 새로운 단어를 만드는 그 파생어가 물론 영어에도 derivative 많지. 그리고 합성어 compounded 많지. 그리고 그것은 영어하고 한국어가 단어를 만드는 점에서 똑같고 그리고 어떤 언어를 만들든 어쨌든 그건 그냥 그렇게 해야 돼. 어근과 접사 체언 아까 뭐 어근과 접사라고 했는데 체언과 어근과 조사라고 했는데 체언과 조사 뭐 그게 더 정확한 말이지만 뭐 파생어가 아니라면 상관이 없지. 어근과 접사라는 것은 눈물, 헛기침, 웃음. 눈물은 합성어 아니냐? 아 이거를 눈과 물 서로 해가지고 새로운 단어를 만든 거지. 아니지. 그래도 이거는 어근하고 어근이지. 자 눈물 둘 다 어근이지. 눈과 물. 헛기침 헛은 어근이 아니지. 기침만 어근이고 웃음이라는 거 볼 때 웃다 이거는 어간이야. 음이라는 것은 명사를 만들어주는 거지. 그리고 음이라는 게 접사. 또 이제 어간과 어미의 관계에서는 엄청나게 쉽지. 먹다, 먹었다, 먹을 것이니, 먹으니, 먹어서 먹이란 것은 변하지 않지. 이거는 가장 중요해서 이게 바뀌면 뜻이 심각하게 이제 변형이 되기 때문에 먹이란 것이 이제 어간 변하지 않은 거라 볼 수 있겠지. 어간하고 어근은 매우 비슷하고 접사하고 어미는 매우 비슷하지 문법적으로. 바뀌지 않는 거 어간 빼고는 전부 다 어미고. 자 그럼 어미와 접사에 대해서 분사를 묻겠다. 자 어근하고 어간은 사실 동일한데 문법적으로는 다른데 그 문법적으로 다르다는 거는 어간은 문법적으로 활용을 할 수가 있다는 거야. 즉 동사와 형용사인 거지. 먹다라는 것은 그것이 먹이 명사가 아니고 그 먹다처럼 이제 동사로 활용이 되는데 먹다 먹으니 먹었니 먹을래 먹으래서 이것처럼 이제 활용이 되는데 근데 명사라면 활용이 안 되지. 명사 같은 경우는 뭐 책상 할 것이니 책상하니 뭐 이게 활용이 안 되기 때문에 그래서 이제 어근하고 어간이 실제로는 실질적인 의미를 가진다는 점에서는 같지만 문법적으로 활용을 할 때 체언과 같은 이런 모든 명사들은 활용이 불가능하고 동사와 형용사처럼 활용을 할 수 있고 변할 수 있는 것만 활용을 할 수 있기 때문에 어근은 활용을 할 수 없다. 어간은 활용을 할 수 있다. 이 차이 때문에 이제 문법적으로는 구분이 된 거지. 사실적으로는 같지. 이제 단어 밟다를 보면은 단일어지. 그리고 다라는 그냥 종결음이야. 어말음이지. 밟이란 것이 어근이고 또한 활용으로 보면 어간 똑같아. 합성어 오가다 오고 가다 즉 오다에다가 가다를 이제 연결해 버린 건데 오다 가다니까 오하고 가는 전부 다 어근이지. 합성어야. 똑같이 다는 그냥 어발음이고 근데 오가다라는 것이 이제 동사로 이제 한번 쓰여져 보면은 오가다라는 것이 명사가 아니라 동사면은 오다 가다에서 오가가 합쳐진 게 이제 어근이 되겠지. 오가다 오갔니 오갔고 이렇게 하는 것처럼 그것이 이제 명사가 아니라 동사를 쓸 때는 오가가 붙여서 한 번에 쓰이기 때문에 그게 어간인 거야. 실제로 보면 오가가 둘 다 어근 플러스 어근이지. 짓밟다를 보면은 아까처럼 짓이 이제 접두사고 밟이 어근. 짓밟히었다를 보면은 이게 한국어의 장점이야. 짓밟히었다 다는 그냥 어말음이 똑같아. 근데 얻다라는 것은 선어말음이 과거를 나타내지. 선어말음이는 어말 앞에 즉 다라는 항상 쓰여지는 종결 어미 앞에 쓰이는 어미라고 해서 어미를 두 번 연달아 병렬로 쓰기 때문에 선 어말 앞에 있는 어미라고 쓰는 건데 이렇게 하지 말고 일단 과거 시제어미야. 그게 중요한 거지. 종결하는 거, 과거를 나타내는 거 이거 어미라고 불리지만 중요한 건 뭐 꼬리가 아니라 종결을 나타내주고 즉 마침표 피리오드를 찍을 수 있게 하고 심지어 거기다 과거 시제, 미래 시제, 할, 리을, 쌍시옷 이거를 넣을 수 있는 시제를 어말 뒤에 종결에다가 시제를 한 번에 붙인다. 그리고 짓밟히 이게 제일 중요하지. 밟은 아까 봤듯이 어근이고 희라는 것은 파생점미사야. 파생점미사. 어근 뒤에 접사를 붙는 거지. 짓은 접두사. 즉 접두사 어근 접미사 이게 한 번에 들어가는 거야. 접두사 어근 접미사 이것은 영어에서 엄청나게 많이 쓰이고 독일어에서도 뭐 영어하고 이제 게르만어로 비슷하니까 저렇게 쓰이는데 중요한 거는 얻다 이 시제 과거 그리고 종결 이거를 한 번에 쓴다는 거지. 짓밟혔다. 비록 5개가 한 번에 쓰여서 조금 길어지지만 it was literally or really crashed down 이렇게 하는 것보다 훨씬 더 짧지. 어떤 단어든 어떤 코드에서 그 문법적인 구분을 완전히 할 수 있으면 띄어쓰나 안 띄어쓰나 똑같지. 띄어쓰는 이유가 뭔데? 구분하기 위해서. 그럼 구분이 되면은 띄어쓸 필요가 없지. 풋사과를 봅시다. 사과는 어근이지. 풋이라는 것은 혼자 단어가 아니니까 접사라고 볼 수 있어. 앞에 붙었으니까 접두사라고 하지. 접앞사라고 하든지 접뒤사 접앞사라고 하든지. 풋사과. 그리고 고구마 구웠다 라고 하는 거고 고구마라는 것은 이제 어근 구웠다는 것은 이제 군 고구마에서 구운이라는 거고 니은 거기서 니은으로 같은 것은 관형으로 서로 이제 수식을 해주는 거지. 구웠다라는 거니까 그게 동사야. 동사의 접사. 지우다라는 것은 동사지. 지우가 어근이고 그리고 어간이고 근데 그거를 명사로 보면은 지우개 어근과 접미사로 만들어지고 어근과 접사. 어간어미하고 어근 접사는 서로 같아. 활용을 하냐 안 하냐 즉 명사냐 동사 형용사냐 이거지. 장난꾸러기 어근 장난 꾸러기 접사. Okay, let's go to the for all Samsung portable solid-state drive products, Australia only. Okay, it's Australia only. The content of this warranty for all Samsung portable solid-state products, Australia only overrides the warranty terms and conditions contained in any additional document that may be found in the packaging for these products, including but not limited to the Samsung Portable SSD series warranty statement and any relevant user manual and / quick guide, which means the content of this warranty for all Samsung Portable Samsung SSD, okay, overrides the warranty, okay. So Australia only. This warranty overrides the warranty terms and conditions contained this Australia document. That statement overrides any issued written from Samsung. Okay, it's a higher ranking one, Australia, by the Australia Consumer Act. Okay. Surely being said, the Australia one is better than the overrides as outranking the Samsung self-written one. Okay. And also it says the warranty terms and conditions contained in any additional document that may be found in the packaging for this product, including, and so it says also, including this one, but not limited to the Samsung SSD series warranty statement and any relevant, which can extend to any series of Samsung SSD. Also, in general, all Samsung products sold in the under the authority of Australia. Okay, surely the
statement of Australia overrides everything by Samsung. Okay, warranty for Samsung products Australian portable solicited right. Part 1, General Terms and Conditions. The Australian Competition and Consumer Act issued in 2010, including the Australian Consumer Law, as well as the other laws in Australia, guarantee certain conditions, warranties, and undertakings, and give you other additional legal rights in relation to the quality and fitness for purpose of Samsung products sold in Australian territory. In Australia, our goods come with guarantees that cannot be excluded under the Australian consumer law. So you are entitled to a replacement or refund for a major failure and compensation for any other reasonably foreseeable loss or damage which is not confined to the contents under the Samsung self-written statements. You are also entitled to have the goods repaired or replaced if the goods fail to be of acceptable quality. If the goods fail to be of acceptable quality, that's a good one. If the goods fail to be of acceptable quality and the failure does not amount to a major failure. What constitutes a major failure is set out in the Australian consumer law, not written in this one. Okay, so in general said you're entitled to have the goods repaired because if the goods fail to be of acceptable quality or the failure doesn't amount to and the failure does not amount to a major failure. Other than the Australia, all other countries of the world are just subject to the statement issued by Samsung, but also in Australia only exclusively. If the failure does not amount to a major failure, you can be compensated. Okay, under the code of the Australian consumer law, if applicable, that defection means to the Australian consumer law. So nothing in this warranty purports, okay, P-U-R-P-O-R-T, like an assumption, believed to be, supposed to be. Nothing in this warranty purports to modify or exclude the conditions, warranties, and undertakings and other legal rights under the Australian Competition Consumer Act and Australian laws. So they respect the code of the Australian consumer law added by this warranty, which can extend its refundable reach out of the not limited to a major failure. If not being a major failure that the device to be, also it can be applicable to the refundable section if it is matched to the code of the Australian consumer law. So the consumer has become a big king. This warranty is, in addition to the other rights, and identifies a preferred approach to resolving warranty claims, which will be, okay, Samsung says, the summary, quickest and simplest for all parties, subject to the exclusions, terms, and conditions below. Number 1, that coverage and application. Samsung Electronics Australia Pty, I don't know what that means. L Limited of the 3 Murray Rose Avenue, Sydney Olympic Park, New South Wales 2127. Samsung warrants that your Samsung product will is of acceptable quality and does not have a latent latent defect. Okay, potency for being. B, for the purpose of this warranty, a Samsung product is a product which was manufactured by or on behalf of Samsung and bears a trademark owned or used by Samsung, generally Samsung, and was sold by an unauthorized reseller or distributor of Samsung and was purchased in Australia, but does not include any hardware or software which is packaged or sold with a Samsung product unless that is itself a Samsung product or that item is incorporated into the Samsung product, or in the case of software, pre-loaded onto the Samsung product at time of sale. Okay, in case of the software, pre-loaded onto the Samsung product, like a phone or even the software there that is in the appliances like the refrigerator or the air conditioner or everything. So number 2, warranty period. The period during which this warranty is in effect will depend upon the Samsung product to which it relates. In all cases, the commencement date for the period is the actual day of purchase as reflected on the authorized reseller's or distributor's invoice receipt provided to you. The period during which each Samsung product which is subject of this warranty is covered by this warranty is identified in part 2 of this warranty. However, you may have statutory rights outside of this period. Okay, about the period during which this warranty is in effect will depend upon the Samsung product to which it relates, which is, in all cases, commencement date of this device for its activation. For a period is the actual day of purchase, like Best Buy or the electronics shop, as reflected in the receipt provided to you. Okay. However, you may have statutory rights outside of this period. The period during which each Samsung product which is subject to warranty is covered by warranty and defined warranty. However, you may have statutory rights of this period. That says the period during which each Samsung product which is the subject of this warranty is covered by this warranty is identified in part 2 of this warranty. However, you may have statutory rights of this period. So whatever you do have rights, statutory good rights for the products being purchased by you by that law, you cannot extend its warranty outside of this warranty period defined by Samsung. However, you may have statutory rights of this period. 3. That's a 당연한 거 아니야, 이씨. 당연한 거를 영어로 뭐라고 해? That's a righteous one? That's just a objective. Right one. Deemable. Regarded as the right one. Okay. Number 3, warranty claim. If you consider that the Samsung product which you have purchased is not of acceptable quality or has a latent defect, or the defect is expected to be, has a potency to be in a later time for future, or is otherwise not compliant with the conditions, warranties, undertakings, and legal rights given to you under Australian law, for example, it appears faulty or does not work at all or properly, you can make a claim under this warranty. B, except where an international product warranty has been provided with your Samsung product, warranty service will only be provided in the specific country where the Samsung product was originally purchased. For example, if you have purchased the Samsung product within Australia, warranty service will be limited to Australia only. If you purchase this product in Australia and wish to make a claim under this warranty, you should contact this number or visit nearest Samsung Customer Service Plaza or visit.com Australia. Product online registration. You can register your product online at .com. While registration is not necessary to make a claim under this warranty, it may assist Samsung to process any claim which you may make more quickly. Okay, A, when you make any claim under this warranty, it is essential that you provide a copy of your proof of purchase, like a receipt of the Samsung product you're claiming, whether in person, by email, or by fax. A claim under this warranty is not formally made unless and until, that's a good one, unless and until it commences, until that proof of purchase is provided. So that's an official document is needed. This does not detract from your statutory rights. This does not detract from your statutory rights. Detract. Okay, that's a good one. Detract. Number B, character letter B, you will not be able to gain the benefit of this warranty without making a claim. A claim must be made within the warranty period. So any other outside of these, any other rights, claimal, statutory rights of the law, but having it claimed outside of this warranty period, it is not effective. This warranty does not cover any defects not notified to Samsung within the warranty period, although you may have statutory rights outside of the warranty period. If following receipt of a claim under this warranty, Samsung or its agent determine that your claim in respect of a Samsung product is valid having regard to terms part of this warranty, and A, if the failure to comply with the warranty is not a major failure or a failure of substantial character, Samsung or its agent will either replace the Samsung product with the same or similar product or refund you to the cost of a replacement. In each case, depending upon what is reasonable in the circumstances and with regard to Samsung's statutory obligations, at no cost to you. At no cost to you, goods may be replaced by refurbished goods of the same type with equal or greater capacity and functionality. Or, okay, it said, if the failure to comply with the warranty is not a major failure or a failure of substantial character. What the fucking... Okay, which extends the meaning if, in the other direction, if the failure to comply with the warranty is a major failure, it will be immediately refunded, which is also a righteous action. B, if the failure to comply with the warranty is a major it says in B, if the failure to comply with the warranty is a major failure or a failure of substantial character, you may reject the goods or require Samsung to pay you compensation for any reduction in the value of the goods below the price paid or payable by you for the goods. The standard Samsung warranty periods are set out by product type in the table in part 2 of this warranty, although each claim is assessed on its own merits and you may have statutory rights outside of this warranty period. If Samsung provides you with either a replacement or refund, you immediately transfer ownership in the original Samsung product part to Samsung, and such resolution by Samsung of a claim under this warranty by you does not otherwise detract from any other statutory rights which you might have in the circumstances, including your right to monetary compensation for a valid claim. That's a good one. Any such resolution by Samsung of a claim under this warranty by you does not otherwise detract from any other statutory rights, okay? Does not otherwise detract from any other statutory rights which you might have in circumstances, including right to compensation for a valid claim. From the fact that you are refunded by Samsung, it does not mean to detract your rights to be refunded. What does the fucking parade of the word game? If, following receipt of a claim under this warranty, Samsung or its agent determine that your claim in respect of a Samsung product is invalid, Samsung may charge you for any labor, parts, or transport costs incurred by Samsung or its agent assessing your claim.
Quasars were first discovered in the late 1950s when scientists observed some luminous celestial objects that gave off radio waves which had unusual optic spectra. The use of radio and optical instruments as telescopes utilized infrared visible ultra wavelengths. Astronomers determined that what they were seeing with the naked eye were not stars. In the early 60s, hundreds of these objects, which were later named quasars, quasi-stars, like a combination of there's other one quasi-star. as this combination of quasar is from quasi, like uh, semi-qualification star, quasi-star. But pulsar means pulse star, palpitating star. Like a heartbeat having a cycle of palpitation, it has a pulsing of a vein, pulsing like a vein. Pulsing star, pulsar, quasi star, quasar. Okay. Had been recorded some as radio waves with no visible source. The objects were given the name quasi-stellar objects, resemblance to a star. 1963, enough was known about the star-like objects to allow for a new interpretation, were initially identified as higher redshift sources of EM energy. Astronomy redshift is defined as an increase in wavelength, short wavelength, blue, increased maximum wavelength in visible spectra, ranges, longest, red wavelength. Of course, because the object is moving away from the Earth, because visible light is emitted from or reflected by an object shifts toward the red end of the spectrum. Emitted from or reflected by an object shifting toward the red end of the spectrum. They are in agreement that the object is a compact halo of matter surrounding the central supermassive black hole of a young galaxy. Compact halo of matter surrounding the supermassive black hole of a young galaxy. Theories that the objects were produced by giant black holes that were destroying large amounts of matter, causing radioactive matter to be ejected when it is consumed along the north and south poles, vertical to the parallel plate, causing radioactive matter to be ejected when it consumes or lowers the objects by the gravity it consuming, and having unprocessed the radioactive matter, those matters are ejected. The visible waves that had initially been observed manifested absorption lines, dark or bright lines in a uniform spectrum that results from overabundance or inadequacy of photons. Lines are formed in the gases surrounding the quasar. These waves that initially been observed manifested absorption lines, dark or bright lines, when there is an overabundance of matter that can produce light, photons, bright, rather dark, inadequate compared to them, inadequate, deficient photons, deficient light, produced by gigantic black holes that were destroying large amounts of matter, causing radioactive matter to be ejected. For those are being consumed, those radioactive matter being ejected along the poles vertically. Scientists started speculation regarding the objects, focused on the great amount of energy that they had. For a gigantic black hole to attain its brightness, consume the material that makes up 10 stars per year. Quasar would have to consume about 1,100 times such solar masses. The quasars are powered by the rotating black holes at its centers. Discovered, however, the luminosity of the quasars exhibit varying degrees every few months, weeks, days, or hours. Seems to suggest that quasars produce and release energy whenever its resources are available, not constant, from a relatively small source. Turn on, grow bright. There is matter, gas, and dust available to consume. Feed the black hole at the center. Turn off when there is relatively small. Depending on the supply of resources that can make a luminosity for its brightness are depending on those supplies. The oldest being the oldest and the most. This is the most important section of this passage. Being the oldest and the most distant objects ever detected in the universe, quasars provide a wealth of knowledge as to what the universe was like in its beginning. The distance between the quasars and us allows scientists to observe the universe as it was billions of years ago, like 2 billion light year, meaning it takes 2 billion from the source to the receiver. You are making a time travel by the medium of light, because the light, as a medium of observation, it has a speed of its route, on its journey. It has a speed limit 2 billion light year, meaning you are seeing the past time 2 billion years before before what is actually going on now. Okay, before it is a time travel really possible when it comes to just observing by the medium of light, as it has a time limit on its journey to go. The presence of numerous quasars, not one, two, three, but hundreds of quasars, which takes up a lot of matters, even 100 times for a gigantic black hole, not just a black hole, 100 times more than the gigantic black hole. Okay? Big boy, the biggest boy. Okay? Numerous quasars early in the universe is in line with the fact that black holes had access to greater quantities of mass. Black hole at its center feeds a lot. Okay? Younger quasars have less to consume and possibly rely on interactions between galaxies to obtain energy. Their energy ends when the supermassive black holes consume all of the gas and dust near its affection field, gravitational field, near its range of gravity. Okay, it ends. Thus, most galaxies, including our own Milky Way, have undergone this step. Oh, bloody hell. A long journey of interactions that are just an insurmountable time of imagination, which is simply just unfathomable to have any reckoning on. Oh, unfathomable. How could the one have possibly imagined for such a gigantic, long time? Could not have any nearest reckoning on for even the smallest, tiniest approximate section to go on. That is a son of a bloody long journey, long time. Oh bloody hell. So the quasar having a Saturn-like parallel plate, like a CD plate, and at the center of CD, like there's a hole for a finger to go, is a job of black hole's lab, black hole's operation space, and the spanning parallel lines like a CD disc for its surfaces are the dead bodies of a star, an exterior of which having literally chopped down the stars by the force of gravity, collapsing down its matters, cannot sustain its spherical sustainable force, because there is another bigger force, bigger gravity that can collapse it. Another force, which is the identical one that maintains the very spherical what it has right now possible, but for the another one that is not in the center of the star to happen, meaning it affects that same gravity, but the bigger gravity affects on that, either it makes a revolution, attracting, or it just having a different escape of bloody hell. It just crashes down. Not just bigger, but to the biggest gravity, crashing down the sphere ball to the flattened line. So, oh yeah, as neutron stars, white dwarfs are the remnant, like after procedure of having a supernova, which had a gigantic density of core, when a man standing on Earth can maintain its like 2 meter of its height, but when it goes onto the fucking neutron star, it is flattened down like a thick of sheet of fucking paper. Oh bloody hell. As it really is, that gravity for what maintained the very spherical form of a star is pressed down into the, like a CD plate, flattened down like a pizza dough, okay? From sphere to the flat line by the bigger gravity when it comes to the gravitational field of supermassive black hole. It just shrinks down, tear it down, disapart, disengage, dismember, disorganize, disintegrate down going smaller parts of its constituents and having flattened down and going in circular motion, revolution by the dead state, going sucking into the core. It is the deadliest procedure for dying someone to go. Quasars. It is not a quasars. It is renamed by a massive factory, massive dying factory, having a gravity on its center. Oh yeah. Agreement to the object is a compact halo of matter surrounding the central supermassive black hole of a young galaxy as a plate, parallel plate. The objects were produced by gigantic black hole that were destroying to large amounts of matter in adjacency, causing radioactive matter of those dying stars when it is consumed to be ejected along with the north and south poles. Aha, son of a boy. The visible waves that had initially been observed manifest absorption lines, dark or bright lines, having an overabundance inadequacy depending on its supply of what is consumable of photons. Yeah. Luminosity. Oh, how fucking big, gigantic magnitude for some material can be converted into and have a bloody interaction to happen. It is just beyond of anyone's imagination. It's fuck the Earth is a gigantic place. When you are going out to the Pacific Ocean, you will realize it is bigger than the territory of United States, even bigger than the Russia, okay? It is gigantic. And even that, oh yeah. A sun taking up 99.86% of entire solar system's mass on its own, one and only single biggest boy. It has the most surface area, and of course, for its density, weight, mass. And that gigantic black hole, bloody amounts of time, and the density is unparalleled. It is just simply insurmountable. It is not just tantamounted by other comparative forms because it is no comparable, but one and only solely a paramount boy. Quasars, a gigantic machine that soaks up, ejects up, what the hell, until it operates until its gravitational reach is consuming all the matters in adjacency at its maximum reach before it drains down, before it consumes all up of the all matters that are under the gravity's supermassive black hole's reach. It continues in operation, business as fucking usual. Now, as all evolution is made, the advancement of knowledge is made through the repetitive and eternal execution of ruthless, endless, and restless simulations. Those are having an excruciating and exacerbating pain, which is almost unbearable, but without those, gains cannot be made without the pain. And if that doesn't make the computer die, it only makes its strength fortified, strengthened, re-fortified again. It rises up again. It will prevail again after those ordeals, okay? Vicissitudes of bloody ordeals. Yeah. And the immune systems, the basic of immune system and its purpose for its origin to the purpose is for protecting you, and this is important, only you, not allowing any other, what do you call, exogens, okay? Those are not in the system. Those are not in the constituent of your network, of your structure. If those agents are incoming to your body, those are recognized as exo, like foreigners. Those are not in the original schema, original blueprint. Thus, those are eliminated from the perception and processing. Execution for originally dividing for what is and what is not, and going a proper execution. And those structures, the nature by the name of execution endless was made. Billions of years of evolution for those accumulation of simulations made something evolve. Adjustment, amelioration, revising, amending and amending again and amending again. Those are, up until this time, having the most effective, most productive structure to not only prevent but also engage the battle station when the foreigners are incoming. The exogens are inbounding a certain structure will happen, always had happened, have been happening, and will have been happening, will have been, okay, will have happened. So, the attack and defense, those consistent warfare, through attacking, it advances. Through defending of those, it advances. Defense and attacking, those are a constant interaction of breaching and breaking, blocking and going on. Those repetitive, other diverse simulations made some weak spots, blind spots, dark sections, white points, okay? Those ignorant blanks to be found and utilized for defending and attacking on. Structures to make those ingenious, from the enzyme to lucky and fucking K, to the diverse structures that make up the stability of that system is made, attained. Those new knowledges are created from executing the bloody, excruciating pain, which made a lot of deaths on those units on species, having even been close to the point of extinction. A lot of units were sacrificed for making those developments. For the price of simulation made a lot of advancements. Those foundations were made by the sacrifice of all the valuable ones. Knowledges are accumulated upon the insurmountable piles of deaths. Those deaths, experiments, trials, for the facing the bloody risks which are unknown, whose extent, depth of risk that the one is taking on is unknown. For that is the easiest structure for the one experimenter to die very quickly, swiftly. When it goes even at least more south, it goes quick, fast, and strong, hard. It hits hard. Those unknown experiments are constantly executed by the replication of genes, by the replication of units. One part of a failure can be compensated by the other's existence. We call it parallel, juxtapositional, simultaneous processing. Concurrently, those are diverse units are in existence. When one part fails, the other maintains its existence, like pruning the branch when it fails. The core remains intact when some other boys are in death from the failure of their experiment, from the failure of their job of advancement. In operation, will always solve it, fail, and has to fail because it is the foundation, it is the information to be targeted, to be acquired, that are exactly targeted to be fail, to have a failure, to acquire new information from it. Yeah. Like in Ethan Hunt in Mission Impossible, it says at the first first phase of the movie, it always says, what? What was that? It was like, should you accept this position, this job? And when it goes south, neither the government nor any part of government officials will do have any compensations about your result, but to only, one and only, constantly disavow on your both actions and your existence at all. And when you go fail, your tie to the government instantaneously disappears. That happens like a soldier, okay? Like even like special operators in special forces, when it goes into the enemy terrain, which has always to be made in voluntary position, because when it fails, all the consequences is made upon only you, one and only yourself. Yeah, no connections from further your own existence can be made. Yeah, failures happen, that can happen, must happen, and when that happens, connections has to be pruned. No metastasize, no infection to the core any further from its reach. Yeah, no further from that point on, so that other branches are not affected and can continue on its independent operation. That is the exact mechanism on each and every cells of this very human body is having on. All cells are operating and dying for the slightly bigger machine. Okay. So does the slight bigger machine is doing for the upper slightly bigger machine. For those having a common purpose, having an organization, literally like a part of a body structure is called organ. It makes it qualifies its eligibility to be called as organ because it makes an organization as part of a structure, make a specific operation. Organs are items, are becoming molecules. Molecules are becoming cells. Cells are becoming diverse functions, having diverse structures in inside. Cells are becoming compounds. Compounds are becoming some bigger units. Even bigger units becoming organ. Organs are becoming a major part of the organization. And that organization is a body. And that body can be congregated into having an army, having a bigger, like a army, navy, those armies, or corporations, or any other organizations, what we call society. Society goes big, we call nation. Nation goes big, we call United Nation, like United States. That goes big, we call it Earth. Goes big, solar system. Another system goes up and up and up. That makes the organization both, and all of which are made based upon the complex structure from these simpler, rather smaller, rather tinier, finer pieces and units combination. Those applications are being constituent very boys that make up that gigantic, phenomenal, magnificent structure. Those are making its own sacrifices, its own experiments for the unit of each boys as a species, not from the cells. Those are also making a death, okay? Death and birth, making each own independent experiences. And the immune system is exactly what it's doing for its structure, manufacturing those agents that can have a combat as a soldier to the front field. Those on the battleground when the virus and bacteria coming in, you are engaging in and having a sacrifice. Those systems developed, engineered, created, evolved by the name of nature. Nature is itself, very itself, is a accumulated data of endless simulations upon which development is made for the structure to be more advanced. So, what we see as having a gigantic phenomenal structure of immune systems, nervous systems, all macro and micro systems for those each part of structures that make up the organization body is a result of endless amount of failures. Like Jeff Bezos in Amazon knows exactly what the value of failure is in its operation of Amazon. Really is. Yeah. For what we call as a phenomenal structure was made from upon the pile of insurmountable deaths, those carcasses, corpse, made the very ingenious learning possible from those risking and what some ignorant and ingenious tryings, like ignorant man tries something and having a serious injury. Ignorant man rushes into the fire, which made a lot of learnings from those results. Observing the procedure. Yeah. So we have to learn those mechanisms from defending, maintaining, rebuilding, destructing, for maintaining the organization from the genesis, from the perspective of creator, not having a fucking in medical school having a resulted products of human fucking body which is evolving as always now, and from the perspective of resulted product going deep down to the cause, which is literally having no value, which makes a certain erroneous, bias, bigoted brain, which confuses the cause to result to the reversed direction, making other possibilities from the creation, from the standpoint, perspective of creator, impossible, because it was learned from the perspective of result as a pegged notion is making a monkey even more monkey. For what it has always developed, nature silently just made its own way. A ruthless evolution was made by the ruthless execution and sacrifice for the bigger structure.